Comedian Corey Holcomb schools Kendra G. Let's get into it.
Well, and to the security guard girl who I just got down with, listen, I'm getting my room key changed. I couldn't believe you thought I was going to leave you. We done. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
What do you mean you done? Speaking of which, let's just get into the conversation we had off the air. Whenever Corey gets here, we always get into these conversations, relationship-wise. I want to bring up the last time he was here. Let's just talk about this time. Corey just said that a woman has to have sex with at least 10 men before she can make wise decisions in her dating atmosphere. Is that what you said? What did you say?
When you have been destroyed due to rejection because you thought you were special, it makes you a better woman.
But why does it take 10 men to sleep with to get that?
It takes about, after that 10th guy, I think intelligent women are like, you know what? I'm not who I thought I was.
But wait, Corey, now, so this analogy though could go both ways because a lot of times it's not always the guy's rejecting the woman. The woman can be rejecting the guy, and the guy might want to be with her, and she's keeping it moving.
But women don't want those guys that try to be with them. Women want the guys that they can't get. They feel good walking in the club with the guy that's all that, one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. If we know anything, we know that.
So women will never settle for that good dude that want to do right by them.
We had that part of the conversation.
I don't think women are used to rejection. Men are used to rejection. We can take a no. We get it all the time.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if we get rejected. We still gonna get with somebody. There's so many daughters growing up that are born to be dropped off.
What do you mean?
Born to be dropped off?
What does that mean?
Pull up in front of their house and be like, well, I had a good time. I see your kids looking at me with
back.
Hey, she coming up now. You know, there's too many girls like that. So even if we don't get the one we want, we gonna get one because you outnumber us, ladies.
Okay, there is truth to that and the number aspect. But I feel like you might not get the girl you want. Like, yes, you'll get a girl, but how many good women have you lost that you regret?
I have never lost a good woman.
I disagree with that.
I have never lost a good woman. All of the women that I was able to be with, I knew I was going to get them. As soon as I saw them, I was like, this is an alley-oop right now.
It's an alley-oop.
I see the struggle in them. That's what I chase strugglers.
All right, Corey Holcomb is hanging out with us.
I chase strugglers. Why would I chase a girl? Look, you got a job. You see how hard it is for me to get with you?
You got a job.
I've been trying to smash her since I saw her, but it's just...
Hey, yo!
All them radio girls, when they lose their radio job, I get them. 10 years from now,
no, 10 years
you
from now,
belong to me.
whatever.
Corey Holcomb in the studio, Chicago. We are coming right back. Don't go nowhere.
Don't you laugh
Got her in 10 years. In 10 years, she going down. Hey, ain't that the truth? They always come calling back 10 years later like, hey, you still cool? What? You still like me? Yeah, exactly.
What happened to Virgil? GCI.
Kendra can't handle Corey. That's the thing. She can't handle him at all. All her callers, I know she thought she was about to tell him something, but he came in there, showed it's a different level.
Hey, what's up? I take them and buy them stuff.
Where was you at when they were 5 and 6?
Oh, that's when you supposed to be with your mama and who she with at that time.
You was sperm donor then, Corey.
No, look, it's very rare that brothers grow up with their kids in America. And when you say that, it shouldn't be shocking.
Well,
most
two men right
kids
here.
grow up visiting their dad.
Well,
Yeah, but black men are some of the most involved fathers. Let's make that clear, even if they're outside of the household.
But that's why I know I could never do that. It is common. I'm not arguing that.
Of course. Your kids grew up with you?
My kids are in my house every day. I'm taking them to practice.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful.
But you know what? I totally get what Corey was saying.
Play the violin and come up here.
I was in the barbershop talking to some homies, and the first thing they said was, man, you had both of your parents growing up. And that, like, we laugh,
right?
But a lot of dudes didn't grow up with both parents in the home, so
that's
they
rare.
Yeah,
that's rare. I'm from Chicago, man. It's a whole bunch of single moms who got opinions and they lonely. That's really what the world is about. All you women who have something to say, you saying it to people who not with you.
But listen, okay, but they're single mom because
he looked right at her. He looked right at her. He's like, you got opinions.
because the guy's not with them. So is there any accountability to the
They're
man
a single
that
mom
left
because
that
their
family?
opinion is more important than being with the person that they had kids with.
What do you mean by that?
Just think about how many women grow up the kids grow up just with their mom. Like if you really think about the statistics with that, something is really wrong. And when you think about what's wrong, why isn't the man in the house? The government is part of it because they give the women tools against the man, but don't give the man tools against the women. So it's like we're being assisted by the government to split the families.
Well, here's the deal, though.
That's COINTELPRO right there.
I agree with that. The only thing that I don't agree with is you're giving a lot of the accountability to the woman of the family. It takes the man to be a part of the family, too. So if he's helping her create the child and he doesn't stick around to help raise the child, that's his fault. It's not her fault.
No, if you're a woman and you want to keep the man that you had a baby with, you have to bow down.
You have to bow down.
You are not in charge here.
What are you talking about, Corey?
You have
You're
to
trying
bow
to make me
down.
upset.
Bow down.
She's trying to make me upset. I'm not going to let
Do you have kids?
I don't have any kids.
Obviously,
You gotta bow down to somebody.
you ain't got no kid. That's what I'm saying. It's like
What do you mean?
you're not going to bow down.
No, I'm not. But I would have enough money to raise my child with or without the guy.
Right. So money, you'll have kids raised with money.
Okay. But the guy, but I will say this though, the guy loses out though. You're making it seem like the woman.
No, the guy can always make kids. I start over tomorrow with him.
Oh my God.
Damn. That is the X factor right there. A lot of women don't put that into account when they weigh in the scale. But yeah, a man can start over a family like that. And it can include you or it cannot include you. It can be the next woman or it can be you. So women know that. I mean, I think women know that inherently, but they kind of block it out. You know what I mean? That's a trump card right there.
Let me ask this though, because Kendra did ask you, does the guy have any accountability in that situation?
I'll put it like this. I'm not going to be with a woman I don't respect. And most of the women I sleep with are not respecting me.
Corey Holcomb is on the
Isn't that something? That's why we getting the result that we get. That's why we getting the result that we get. You got a small percentage of men that sleep with women that they don't respect, and they're not going to be in a relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to get women that were on your level, a lot of times you have to put in a lot of work. But a lot of the women that are giving it up on a regular basis, it's just casual. Yet they expect some type of relationship. They expect Corey to come home with them, the security guard from the hotel.
Because I got money.
That means you don't respect
I got money.
And because he has money.
Yeah, one more break.
We're going to come back,
That
man.
means you don't respect yourself, then, Corey. Because some people that you don't
No,
respect.
it's not about me not respecting myself, because when I wash up and get my car, I feel great. But I'm saying, like, it's the money. I have money, so I'm going to smash today after the show.
Ruffling some feathers.
Listen, man, I'm an avid viewer of the 5150 show. I love you, Darlene, my man, Marcus, Craig, come on.
5150.
But you are a lightning rod. You're a lightning rod.
I can agree with that, but what happened?
I'm just saying, like, so do you feel like sometimes the skirmishes you get into on the industry scene, like just had one about a comic disrespecting your green room, you went crazy. Your comments on the BET Awards, which I found hilarious when you talked about Lil Nas X and all them and stuff. Do you find, like, do you ever sit back and say sometimes, like, I could be further in Hollywood if I wasn't this guy?
Leon, when I moved to Los Angeles, leaving here, I was out there about a year, and I realized I don't fit in.
Okay.
I don't fit in. So what I've done is created my own Hollywood with the 5150 show.
Yes.
Because, listen, I tell people, Bill Maher, who I'm a fan of, I like his show, he's at the Chicago Theater the next day. I'm at the Chicago Theater, and I'm basically off my path I took to create my own Hollywood. You can be what you need to be, but you have to realize where you fit in and where you don't fit in. I don't fit in Hollywood, but I will say in my defense, I'm very kind to Hollywood people, but they try me, and envy has a lot to do with it. And I'm going to bark back because I'm built to bark back. But I'm not a bully. I don't mess with nobody. But those guys, they see what I do, and they're
they hate they can't be like that.
Well, I'm on Netflix. I'm like, well, I'm not on Netflix, and I sold out the same theater you did. Right. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I never expect to be accepted in the Hollywood circle, but I'm not a guy who preys on the weak.
I have a question.
That's right. It's better to build it on your own. That's facts. You know, Corey gives us a lot of jokes, but you can't deny the wisdom that just came in that statement. And someone in the entertainment industry, I can't tell you how sweet it is to build it on your own as opposed to waiting for somebody to give it to you. You know, a lot of entertainment is waiting until you flip that switch, until you become truly independent.
I have a question. Well, one thing, I don't always agree with what you say, but I do respect that you're going to say it. You know, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do respect that you're going to speak your mind. Were you always like that? Like, as a child, was you like the 5-year-old said, Mama, this food nasty. Why'd you cook it like this? Were you always like very direct?
I never tried to be a person who ruffled the feathers, but I know, and you guys are not going to be able to disagree with this, if you tell the truth, you're going to ruffle feathers. If you tell the truth, you'll lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy. The truth is the problem that people have in society. I like to see the reaction to the truth. Like something like, let's go over what I said today one day, and just tell me where I'm lying.
Well, I think I disagree with the woman had to sleep with 10 men in order to make a good decision in life.
Right, but like I'm saying, like I can respect that, but do you have a man?
I'm not talking about that.
Yo. She said, no comment. She's not going to talk about that. I like the way he flipped it on her, too. He just kind of, you know what I'm saying, got in there.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the traditional. Tell me where I'm lying.
Well, I think I disagree with the woman had to sleep with 10 men in order to make a good decision in life.
Right, but like I'm saying, like I can respect that, but do you have a man?
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
Do you have kids?
I don't have kids.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the traditional family that lives in the square house, drives a square car.
She looks totally different on this show, by the way, than she does on YouTube. Now, I know filters are a thing, but is it just me or am I tripping?
Family that lives in the square house, drives a square car, and all like that. Entertainers is very hard.
The radio show is early in the morning, boy, 4 a.m. Hey, it is what it is.
Hard for us to maintain that.
Yeah, I agree
So when
with
you
that.
see somebody who have it, I salute them because I don't know how you did it.
Right.
We talk about that all the time. Like, where would we be if I didn't have to raise my 3 girls and had a wife? Would I have been out in LA?
Would the lifestyle be?
Yeah, we'd have a totally different lifestyle.
Yeah.
What's the path for Corey, man? What is it you're trying to get to in terms of your career? Like,
I've gotten there.
There's
nothing else for me to prove. Everything from here is butter, man. I moved to LA, I drove, and I really hope people hear this. I left Chicago on a revoked license. I left Chicago, I was bogus on the freeway. I didn't know how I would do it, but every time I've taken a chance on myself, it always turned out all right.
Yeah.
Every time. So people out there, if you're serious, bet on yourself. Because sometimes when you in the position where you have to do good, you either going to be out there in one of them tents sleeping under the freeway, or you finna rise up and do what you got to do.
Yeah,
Congratulations on everything. Corey Holcomb tonight.
There you have it, Corey Holcomb. Yeah, at the Chicago Theater. Go pick up them last tickets. I don't know if the show's already passed or not, or if he's got multiple nights, but do what you can to support him and get his show sold out. He should be selling just as much as Bill Maher. He's a bigger act, in my opinion, and probably a better act. But anyway, what y'all think about that, man? It's interesting because you see Kendra come on night to night, have so much advice for people, but then you put her in a room with a guy like Corey Holcomb. It's funny how perspective shifts and how the real rises to the top. You know, she couldn't sit back. She couldn't do nothing but sit back and take it at this point. It wasn't like no pushback. This wasn't the place for it. This is her job, you know, and I understand she has to be a certain way at her job, but it's just funny to see how wise Corey is, and he slips the wisdom in a joke so that it's easier to digest. I thought it was just interesting to see the juxtaposition of the two of them with their YouTube platforms in a different arena. Anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads, join the membership. The membership is now active. You can join it by clicking the join button next to subscribe. This is FAUCETTE Media.